Today is the 27th August 2024. The newspaper is about 4 a.m. at a Beijing labor market. Jobs and health are in short supply. The intersection is quiet at 4 a.m., but not as quiet as one might expect. Fluorescent light radiates from all-night breakfast stalls. People, mostly men, loiter in small groups on the sidewalk, silently eating steam buns. Everyone seems to be waiting. Around 4:30, the first rays of sun appear, and it becomes clear what everyone was waiting for. Job recruiters ride up on electrical scooters and, without even getting off, start shouting out their rates. 170 yen, 180, that's about $25. The earlier riders swarm around them to hear what's on offer. Kids pouring concrete on construction sites, or packaging bottled drinks, or cleaning buildings. From cheap dormitories nearby, more workers, men and women, stream out. By the time the sun is up, this intersection in Majuqiao, a neighborhood on the southern outskirts of Beijing, is full of hundreds of people. This is Beijing's largest day labor market, where people from around the country gather every morning for a chance at a hard day's work. The lucky ones are wishing off in minivans, some with their own hard hats or malls in town. The unlucky ones keep waiting for the next recruiter, or they go home. By 8 a.m., the crowd has already seen people's faces, at least for the day, decided. Scenes like this have been unfolding for decades across China, as workers have flocked from the countryside to cities, powering the country's rise. The markets are places for new arrivals to find a foothold and begin working for a better life. If you run into hard time, go to Majuqiao, says a well-known expression in Beijing. But China's economy is slowing, and this seems to be more hard time than Majuqiao can handle. The red estate market is struggling, so construction sites are hiring few people and paying them less. Factories want younger and more specialized workers. That means many older laborers are being left out in the cold. The slowdown shows up not only in few jobs, but also in the market's thinning crowd and the makeshift place people call home. On telephone poles, fires advertise share rooms for as low as $60 a night. Still, under-faded signs for cell phone repair shops and dumpling stores, some people sleep on the street. The market soundtrack consists of bursts of negotiation with recruiters over a lower hum or resignation. Anyone want to be an actor? Call our van on a scooter. He was looking for women aged 16 to 50 to be actor on a film set. A crowd pressed in around him, demanding to know how much it would pay. About $40. For how long? 2 to 3 hours. And whether they have to get to the set about an hour away on their own. Yes. Most of the women walked away, grumbling that it wasn't worth it. The recruiter shrugged and nudged his scooter to another spot in the crowd. One of the women who walked away was Wang Liyuan. With her ponytail and energy body, Miss Wang issued a useful L. But the problem was that at 43, she wasn't young for anymore, at least not by recruiter standards. At 40, you are already retired, she said, shaking her head. Miss Wang started coming to the market after she was let go in 2024 from her job marking peers at a former pharmaceutical factory because she said of her age, but that was the same reason she struggled to find a new job. After years at the factory, her feet hurt badly if she stood for long stretches. She had not graduated from middle school, while younger competitors all had high school degrees. Even construction sites have broad picket. They choose people like they are choosing concubines. Are you a good worker? Are you efficient? Said Miss Wang, who is from the northeast province of Heilongjiang. Despite meeting at the market almost daily, Miss Wang said she generally found work only 4 or 5 days a week. She earned $24 on the best days. The year before, jobs not only paid a few dollars more, but also included meals. She had stopped making pension and medical insurance payments, worried that the funds would run out of money by the time she was eligible. She had also cut down on the allowance she gave her 30-year-old son, who was in Heilongjiang with his grandparents. Originally, I wanted to give my son a bit of a better life, Miss Wang said. So much for that. Still, Miss Wang had her standards. When a man worked by advertising a job and loading postal check for 24 hours for about $24, she waved him off. I know that job, she said. She had also worked on construction sites as a cleaning lady and as a spa attendant. You have to do whatever they tell you. They give you only half an hour to eat and you can sit. Indeed, though nearly everyone at Majuqiao lamented their grim job prospect, many workers said they would not take just any job, a reflection of how, as China's living standards have improved, workers' expectations have increased. Huo Shuxia, who had been coming to the market for 4 years, said she preferred day gigs over her previous long-term job at a book warehouse. Yes, gig work was unstable. She estimated that she found work only half the month. She paid about $84 a month for rent and budgeted $2.50 a day for food. She was carrying a plastic barrel and chopstick in her bag, which she would bring to her worksite of the day, a printing factory. But she had more freedom. She could take a day off whenever she wanted. If she needed to go home to see her family in Shandong province, she could. There were also less chance of a boss docking wages arbitrarily or disappearing without paying. In her old job, she said you could dress only whatever they told you to. Not that she had much choice. There were few steady jobs available anyway. One downside to the lack of option is that unscrupulous middlemen can take advantage of desperate workers by taking big cuts or offering unlicensed work. The problem is so common that officials have tried to impose more control over such markets. As Miss Huo spoke, a man wearing a yellow vest marked with the words "market supervision" appeared. He shoot workers out of the street and urged them to move to nearby newly established government-run labor market in a parking lot about 1.5 miles away, complete with restaurants and free breakfast. But many workers said they prefer the familiarity of the intersection over the new site, which were largely empty that morning. Officials have another reason for wanting to tidy up the signs at Majuqiao. It may explain an economy desperation that the government has mostly denied. The market supervision worker told reporters that the government forbade media interview in the intersection. There are some negative things and aren't allowed to be seen, he said. If anyone at Majuqiao seemed at ease, it was the recruiters. A little after 7 a.m., Majuqiao stood eating a breakfast wrap on the sidewalk. Nearby stood two Doran women whom he had hired to pack it through for 16 yuan, or about $2.20 an hour. Once Miss Gu found two more people, he said they'd hid out, unlike the workers who had been there for 4 hours. Mr. Gu said he had arrived about 20 minutes earlier. It's easy to hire, he said. There are few jobs and many people. Thank you for today's reading.